Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching a Paintshop Pro tutorial for Digital Photo Magazine. Just lately I've been cracking up. Well, not myself fortunately, just my images. So today I'm going to show you how to make this cracked effect using Paintshop Pro. Okay, let's go back to our start picture. To make that cracked effect requires a few layers, so it's a good idea to get the layers palette on screen at the beginning. Press F8 on the keyboard if you can't see it already. The cracked effect itself is actually an image that you'll find on the CD. Here we go. So this is our cracked template, and what I want to do is to add the template to the picture, and we do that by going to Edit and choose Copy, and then go to our main picture, choose Edit again, but this time go for Paste as New Layer, and that pastes it in. Okay, you can close down the original template, we don't need that anymore. So we now have two layers, and I need to start making some selections. So I'm going to use the magic wand tool, which if you can't see is hidden behind the other selection tools. Let's start up here in the top left corner. We'll just click in the top left corner to make a selection. Now I need to go down onto the background layer for the next step and choose Edit and Copy. So what I've done there is to copy the detail of that selection into the computer's memory. And now if I go back to Edit, Paste as New Layer, you'll see a new layer appear in your Layers palette. And what that is what was in that top corner. Paintshop Pro puts them slap bang in the middle of the image, so we're going to need to do a bit of jiggling around at the end, but we'll come back to that later. Okay, let's make another selection. We'll make sure we're working on our template, our black template, and click the next cell around. Then swap back to the main image, which should be your background layer. Go to Edit and Copy, Edit, Paste as New Layer. Okay, and let's do the next one. We'll move around a bit further, go back to our background layer, and Edit and Copy. Now there are shortcuts to make this a bit easier. The first one is a keyboard shortcut, Control-C to actually copy. The second one is the keyboard shortcut for Paste as New Layer, which is Control-L. So you can do that and just speed things up slightly. So let's go for that one there. Then we'll use the keyboard shortcut this time. Oh, we'll make sure we're working on the background layer. Nearly made a mistake. Control-C to copy, then Control-L to paste, and so on. So we'll work around the image. Control-C to copy, and then Control-L to paste as New Layer, and so on. Okay, so this is going to take just a minute or two to do. So if you just hold on there, sit tight, I'll finish this off and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Okay, so welcome back. We've just got one more cell to do. There we go, and we'll get rid of the selections, select and none. So I've done all of the outer pieces and I've just got to do the inner section. Now I could do the same thing with the inner one, selecting each one of these little cells, but I'd rather keep it all as one piece of picture. So let's go back to our template and we'll use the magic wand tool on one of the inner cells and then hold Shift and just keep adding those inner cells in until we've got them all selected. All the ones that we haven't done so far. There we go, that's great. Now we need to modify that selection ever so slightly so we don't pick up these white inner lines. Go to Selections, Modify and Expand, and just expand it by 2 or 3 pixels. It doesn't have to be many at all. Now we can come down to our main picture and choose Control-C to copy and Control-L to paste as a new layer. Good, okay. So we can get rid of the selections and select none. And whilst we're getting rid of things, we might as well get rid of the template. It's done its job. So we'll go for layers and delete that layer. And if we're still getting rid of things, well, let's get rid of the background as well. We'll click that and we'll fill it. Let's make sure we've got white as our foreground color. F6 to bring up the materials palette. White is indeed the foreground color. Then I'll get the flood fill tool and we'll just put the tolerance all the way up to 200 and click on the background layer. Fill it with white. Okay, so you can see that our main bit in the middle is fine, but all the bits that were around the outside are now stacked one on top of each other right in the center, which is a bit of a nuisance because we've now got to do a little jigsaw puzzle effect to try and get these back where they're meant to be. But it isn't too difficult if you just take a little bit of time and care. Let's get the move tool, and we'll click on the top puzzle piece, if you like, which should be your top layer. And if you did this in sequence, it should go up there. And then when you click again in the center, it should select the next layer down, which it has, and that should go over there. And quite quickly, you can start to put this back together again. Now, you don't have to put this back together in any degree of accuracy. In fact, it's probably better not to, because I'm going to overlap some of these pieces like so, and put it back in just a sort of rough and random order, so they're roughly in the right place. That one went over there, like so. And as long as you went round in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, these pieces should be quite simple to put back together again. Lovely. Okay, there we go. So I've sort of put the image back together, but it hasn't got the effect of the cracking that our final image should have. Now, to achieve that, we need to click on one of the layers. Let's start with the top one and change the blend mode from normal to multiply. And you need to do that on all of the layers. So we'll just go down and do the same with this one. Multiply, and multiply, and multiply, and so on. Okay, and there we are, nearly down to the bottom. Last one is the big one in the middle. So they're now all set to multiply, and you can see straight away the effect that that's having. That's working really well. So we can move these around and we can get that nice kind of broken effect. But to really add to the effect, to really make it look like it's broken, we want to put a bit more randomness into these little areas that we've chipped off. And I'm going to change tool to the pick tool, because not only will this allow you to move things, but there's a handle in the middle that will allow you to rotate it. If you follow it out to the edge, you should find a square just on the edge that allows you to rotate your pieces. Again, you can click on another piece and the layer will automatically become selected, and you can quickly move around and reshape rather, each of these pieces. See if we can get that flagpole to sort of line up. There we go, and round we go. Okay, so that's the basic technique. It takes a bit of time to set up, but once you've done it, you'll find that it's actually quite simple and great fun. So have a play with your images, see what brilliant effects you can come up with, and of course don't forget to send the best ones to us back here to the magazine.